coloquizo que ustedes, zucchini fritters, and this is going to be a staple in the summer. But I had some zucchini and I wanted to show you how we make zucchini fritters coloquizo que ustedes. Delicious, made with the beautiful olive oil I get from the Greek store too. But stay here and watch how we put this recipe together. The ingredients for these zucchini fritters is so simple. I only have these two little zucchinis, but I do have these squashes. I'm going to use them all to make the zucchini fritters. Normally, you just use the green zucchini. Cut off the ends. Give them a good washing. Do not peel them. You want to take the zucchini and you want to grate it into a cheesecloth or into one of these bags that I have. I got the bags off the TikTok shop. They're really, really helpful. They work better than cheesecloth. So we'll get that all grated into this. Let them drain their liquid. We have our zucchini shredded, and now we're going to add some salt. And we're going to let it drain. Actually, they have a nice string on them, and you can hang them. As you can see here, I hung it from my cabinet door, and I'm going to let it drain now, right into this, for about an hour or so. We want most of the liquid to drain from the zucchini, so this way we can make our fritters. Here's one of the ingredients I use, and it's fresh mint. You can't get anything better than fresh mint. Look at that. Oh, it smells good. We're going to be chopping this up. You need a lot of garlic. Remember, zucchini is a bland vegetable. Garlic, I'm probably going to use, I don't know, for that amount, maybe 7, 8 cloves chopped up. And an onion, one raw white onion. This is a medium, small to medium size, and I'm going to put the garlic right into my little chopper, and I'm going to chop that together. You need egg, you need flour. I put a little baking powder, salt, pepper, some cheese, and that's it. Olive oil for the frying process. We're going to let the zucchini drain, and then we'll get started mixing the batter. I use this little handheld chopper. See, it gives me such a fine chop on that onion and garlic, and that's what you want. You don't want to be biting into chunks of garlic or chunks of onion. When I make dishes like this, a lot of times I do eyeballing. I don't know how much mint this is, but it's a good handful, and we want to chop that down very well. Roll them up. Make a tight little cigar roll, and then I start cutting. And I go the opposite way. Again, I want this to be fine. Believe it or not, dry mint is going to give a stronger taste to these fritters than the fresh mint. Fresh herbs are always a lighter addition. Okay, it's been about 40 minutes since I put the zucchini and squash in the draining bag, and it's drained very well. So I'm going to put it back in the bowl. We'll put in the onion and garlic. We'll put in 2 eggs. I'll throw in my chopped mint. I'm going to add salt. This is to taste. I'm not giving you a measurement. Everybody's different with salt. And some fresh pepper. And now we're going to put in some flour. I use flour. I don't use breadcrumbs. The flour is sufficient to bind the zucchini together and create nice patties. I don't use any liquids. The zucchini has enough liquid in it. We'll put some flour in it. I judge by eyeball, so I'm going to start mixing what I just put in. And I'll let you know exactly what I used. But it always varies on how big your zucchini was or how many zucchini you used. I'm also going to add a teaspoon of baking powder. And this is the way I make them, so it might not be the way other Greek people make them. That's the way I make them. And we'll throw in our Parmesan cheese. Mix that all up. It should look like a really thick batter. See? In a skillet, I'm going to add olive oil. That's what I use, olive oil. Olive oil will give it a really nice taste. We're going to let this skillet heat up till the olive oil is nice and hot. I'm going to be using a tablespoon, and I'm just going to be taking a tablespoon like this and dropping it in the oil. You can make them as large as you want. A tablespoon is a good starting point. I'm going to let them fry up till they get nice and golden brown. I reduce my flame to a medium-high. You'll see if they're starting to cook too fast, then you want to lower your flame. You want these to cook through. It's been about 2 minutes, and I'm going to start to turn the first ones I dropped in, and there's their color. They're starting to look nice. You can see around the edges, they start to get a little brown. That's when you want to flip them. You want these to have a nice darkened color. You want them crispy on the outside, but kind of moist inside. You can turn them over a few times, and I kind of pierce the fork in them. You don't want your pan to get too hot. You can adjust your flame as needed. If it's starting to get too hot, you can reduce it to a little bit closer to medium. And these look about done, and I'm going to remove them. You want to get yourself a plate with a paper towel to drain them. See how they look? And we'll just put them on the paper towel. You might need to continue to add some olive oil as they cook. You do want to remember to use some good olive oil. I'm using olive oil I got from Recipiata. When you use a good olive oil for something like this, you get a better result. Our zucchini fritters are done. They take about a total of 6 to 7 minutes turning them on each side so they can get this color. You want to make sure the inside is cooked and not too watery and soft from the flour and the zucchini shreds. This is a good color on them. Using the good olive oil, you know you want to have a good olive oil. If you go to Recipiata.com, you can get Greek olive oil 10% off with my code. This is what they look like. See? They're delicious. The mint comes through. The cheese adds a great taste. Onion, garlic, you can't beat this. And they're simple to make. There's a lot of variations with ingredients that you put inside. A lot of people put feta cheese. You could do that. I don't. I use Parmesan cheese. They're a great appetizer. They're a great lunch. They're a great side dish in the summer. We make these every week, probably maybe even 2 and 3 times a week with all the zucchini we have. You need to try this recipe. Some good olive oil. You need that for frying these. You don't want any kind of a vegetable oil. And if you like this recipe, you follow for more.